But Mike Holden says he will never change. He will run the Allison until he's finished pulling. You change a lot of spark plugs on this engine, and Mike Holden says he'd rather do that sometimes than pull. Haven't made Allison engines for a number of years, so everything on this tractor Mike Holden has made, with the exception of the tires. Mike Holden, 275 feet and 1 inch, takes the new lead right now. Mike Holden, Dusty Diamond pulling team, puts it in first place. As the old Allison engine kind of cools off right now, Mike Holden has done a great job. Came out, looked like he read the track pretty well, came from one side to the other side, and as he unbuckles, he's probably thinking, I still love those Allison aircraft engines. Mike Holden, nice bit of running right there. You look a little bit warm.
Yeah, it's pretty hot up here. Pretty excited to get a good run on this tractor, and you know, it's been a long weekend, kind of wet, and we're real tickled to get a run.
Well, a great run like that, you've taken the lead in the class.
Yeah, well, you know, there's an awful lot of good tractors back there, and a lot of things yet to be seen, but we're real proud of what we got and appreciate coming here.
You still love the Allison aircraft engine?
I didn't know there was another engine.
Mike Holden, the Dusty Diamond, telling it like it is, 275 and 1. Gardner Stone brings it up. The general stage 4. We go from an Allison engine now to a jet turbine engine. Actually, a turbine engine. Gardner Stone, 13 years of experience running 4 T55 turbine engines. Concentration, a big part. You've got to make sure that dust doesn't get into those turbines, because that can cause all kinds of problems. Mike Holden has set the distance to beat 275 feet and 1 inches. Gardner Stone will hook up on the right side and will actually pull from right to left. And the general right now continues to stage. Gardner flips down the black back lid, locks it shut, prepares to set dials, gauges, gets it dialed in, and he will start to build boost. The green flag comes out from the NTPA tech officials. Gardner Stone's crew chief over on the left side taking a look to make sure that all engines fire up as they bring them up one at a time. Lots and lots of technology right here, which will produce lots and lots of horsepower. Little tiny aircraft wheels on the front, big giant pulling tires on the back, and in between, a power plant like none other. We'll see what happens right now as Gardner Stone has got green flags out, but being very patient, not going to hurry anything, continues to build boost to produce horsepower, and the general is cleared for takeoff. For Gardner Stone, 274 feet and 8 inches. 5 inches shy of the leader, Mike Holden. Gardner right now sitting in second place, about 5 inches shy. How's the general running?
Well, the general was backfiring a little bit, as you saw. It's compressor stall. We lost one motor, but there's some stiff competition here, and there's a lot of good runners, and I expect to probably get beat out of second place.
You know, we've talked a little bit about it, but explain maybe a compressor stall.
Well, we got a lot of dirt in the motors last night. We had to make 2 pulls, and every so often, 2 or 3 pulls, you should be washing the insides of the motor out, because it collects dust and dirt, and it hampers the airflow across the fins. So the motor is not, it's just, it goes back to idle, just does not run right.
You'll be back.
Definitely will be back.
A pretty good run, right now holding for second spot. Mr. Chevy right now. David Banner untouched in the sport of truck and tractor pulling as far as national championships go. But just because he hooks doesn't mean he's going to win every time. He's got to work for it. Look at this. It's Mr. Chevy. As we start a new decade in pulling, the Banner brothers have come up with some new wrinkles. Well, you can't see them by the naked eye. You've got to look underneath. But there are 6 power plants right there. 6 engines that Dave Banner has hooked on for the unlimited class. Again, Chevy engines. 454 cubic inch engines, 20 years of pulling experience. Ralph and Dave Banner. Dave Banner always gets to pilot the tractors, and Ralph kind of serves as an advisor. But Dave Banner ready to hook her up right now. Again, they're chasing an Allison aircraft engine. Yes, indeed. Mike Holden with the distance 274 feet and 8 inches. Mr. Chevy, David Banner out there, and he was veering right to the right sideline, similar to what Steve Jaski had happened to him. But Dave Banner cuts it off, yanks it to the side, and then hits the throttle again and comes back up. Like you were kind of veering off to the same spot that Jaski was headed.
Yeah, there's a bite there in the center. I figured I could control it, but I couldn't. It got away from me. I had to back out of it and kind of get her back in the way.
A lot of horses out there to get it back into the way.
Yeah, it's I did as good as I could, you know, when I backed out of it. It's hard to get back in it and gain anything, so that's all I could do.
The distance, 258 feet and 5 inches. Rosalind Knox up next, Sassy Massy pulling team. A lady with lots of years of drag racing experience. She did that a couple of years back. Right now, she has got a wild ride as she brings the Sassy Massy up. Her first year, but she spent 11 years in AA fuel and alcohol funny cars. An Isley chassis, JP1 Hemi engine. Out of Weir, New Hampshire, it's Rosalind Knox. This is the first time she will pull in the unlimited class. This will be an experience for her, and it could be an experience for all of us. Right now, 275 feet 1 inch, the mark set by the Allison crew, Dusty Diamond pulling team. Rosalind Knox and Sassy Massy. Rosalind shuts it down very, very quickly. That front end got up very, very high, and Rosalind Knox shuts it down very fast. Do you have any idea technically what happened? It looks like you had a pretty good head of steam coming up, and then all of a sudden it looked as if it broke loose.
Well, it did. It just did a real wheel stand, and I just felt it started to go to the left a little bit too much, and just to be a little bit cautious, I just slid off of it.
Seems like that's been kind of the problem with the modified class, this unlimited class. Everyone seems to be going to that side of the track.
It seems to be, and we did the same thing. So it's a learning experience to me, and hopefully I'll do better next time.
You will. Here he comes, the orange entry of Mike Holden, who right now leads this class, the unlimited modified class with a pull of 275 feet and 1 inch. 275 and 1. Mike Holden leading distance with an Allison engine. The Dusty Diamond tractor now up. Mike Holden spends his time when he's not pulling, teaching people vocational agriculture. He's an ag diesel mechanic instructor. And he, as I mentioned before, takes great pride in however he finishes, because everything on that tractor is handmade. He's done it by himself. You can't go to a parts house, you can't call anybody up and order another Allison engine. There's Allisons around, but the internal workings of the motor are no longer manufactured. The Allison engine around before World War II. It was an industrial engine. Some people have been able to trace it back, Mike Holden will tell you, since 1929. And right now, he's on top of the entire crew in the unlimited class. Dusty Diamond right now has to beat 275 and 1. Mike Holden sets that mark with the silver Dusty Diamond. Down, picks up a little bit of flame and smoke underneath it, but 253 feet and 1 inch. As the Allison engine kicks off a little bit of steam and also kicks up a little bit of dust. Wayne Garrett, Multi-Chaos is up next. Chevrolet engines, 427 cubic inches on those. Again, the unlimited modified class. Got away 9,200 plus pounds. Wayne Garrett, Multi-Chaos, out of Eaton, Ohio, running 427 Chevys. With a nice respectable run in Multi-Chaos. Has done a pretty good job of coming straight down the line and staying away from that little dip or depression we've seen that have caught some other pullers. Right at about mid-track, a little valley, a little dip, a little depression in there. But Wayne Garrett's able to get around it and turn in a pretty respectable run. Dave Banner brings the Bandit out this time. Not happy with this run with Mr. Chevy. We will see what this group of big block Chevys does as he backs up. Now again, going to the right side right here. It's been interesting that people have hooked up on that particular side have had some problems getting out of that rut. As Wayne Garrett mentioned in Multi-Chaos, he was able to avoid it. Dave Banner looks as if he's going to spot the set spot the set on the right side and then move across to the left. Banner is hooked, ready to roll. Banner Brothers engineering and experience on the line. Green flags are out for the Bandit. Banner Brothers have not fared well here today. We'll see what happens this time. Dave Banner has done it, 279 feet and 1 inch. Again, a spot and sled on the right side and coming back over. Let's talk about that run.
I wasn't going to let that left side get me, you know, or the right side. Got me on the other tractor, and I felt like that was the whole shot there, and it worked this time. But there's still a few more back there.
There is a few more back there. The Bandit this time doing a little bit better. Hard to believe that for so long an Allison engine held the mark in this class.
Yeah, but did you count how many Allisons he had in there? You know, when you put enough of them in there, they're going to run, and he's going to run good this year.
Dave Banner right there, a true gentleman in the motorsport of truck and tractor pullings, taking over the lead, 279 feet, 1 inch.
Watch out. Strap yourself in. The wildest show on wheels is about to roar into your living room. The United States Hot Rod Association brings you the ultimate home video. Blood, sweat, and gears. Bigfoot takes on the toughest full-blown competition ever. But then he faces his greatest test. It's man versus machine, with Sergeant Slaughter and his battle battalion challenge Bigfoot to an all-out tug of war. So if you want gear jamming, car-crushing, down and dirty action, get ready for the video event of the year. Blood, sweat, and gears. Get your credit card ready and order your video now.
To order your video, call 1-800-262-8500 toll-free, 1-800-262-8500, or send check or money order to Televideo.
The Texas Funny Farmer Unlimited class out of Gainesville, Texas. The last hook in this particular unlimited class. Don Finley will pick up fourth with 272 feet and 6 inches. And David Banner, 2 chances to take it, and you took it on the second one.
Yeah, well, you know, I got 2 tractors, and one of them spare parts, I guess. But it was a good run, and everything worked out good for me this time.
the Bandit and Mr. Chevy. We talked a little bit about differences in the particular tractor. Which one did you feel comfortable with today going into the pull?
Well, you know, that's the first Grand National, and the Bandit's kind of outdoing the Chevy. The Chevy's a new one. It's got a little bit of chassis adjusting to be done to it to make it hook. It's coming out of the hole maybe a little quicker than I want it to. So a little bit more adjustment on the Chevy. She'll get out there and run.
Let's talk a little bit about Canfield, Ohio, the first Grand National that they've hosted here. Let's just throw Mother Nature out the door because that kind of threw a monkey wrench into some other sessions. But what about the track and the people here?
Oh, the Canfield people met us at the gates, you know, and no matter what time of the night you come in, they were ready for us, and they have tried all they can, and Mother Nature kind of showered us a little bit, but they still kept the spirit, said we're going to pull, and everything's working good. They're doing a good job.
Congratulations, David.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When truck and tractor pulling all began, it was a fantasy. From the farm tractors to the multi-engine powerhouse, never has pulling been so competitive as on the Grand National level. Come to an NTPA Copenhagen Skoal pulling circuit event and witness competition like you've never seen before. Joining us at an NTPA Grand National event guarantees you action-packed pulling with some of the biggest names in the sport. Look for the next NTPA sanctioned pull near you. As Power Pack Motorsports continues its coverage of pulling events, remember, your favorite shows are now available on VHS. Please include show requested.
Canfield, Ohio played host to their first Grand National session, and the competitors responded with two great classes of pulling action. Some great champions here, and again, some people experimenting a little bit with what they're going to use in the future. That's going to wrap it up. I'm Doc Riley, Power Pack Motorsports. We'll talk to you again real soon.